Alright, today's training video is on the pin holder. We're having some issues with the pins not dropping into this actual holder, so we need to take it apart. I suspect that it's going to be the GSX switch. The GSX switch lever, which would be this part here, is what I suspect is causing us the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to take it apart. Basically all you need is a small flathead screwdriver to do everything. Then you can use most of the other parts on the pin holder itself to help you take everything apart. Alright, so we're going to turn around on the back side here and get to balance a little better for me. We're going to take off just the gear off the back of the pin grippers first. And the pin grippers have a lock tab at the top and the bottom, if I can get that to say. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of, normally I do this standing up in the air, but I'll try and do it from this position so you can see. There's a little tab down here on the bottom. Let me get some light for you. Probably see it right there in the light. There's a little tab right there. Let's bring it up here. Alright, I'm going to push up on that tab. At the same time, I'm going to grip the gripper from the front and be trying to extract it. You can probably see it better from here. So I'm actually pulling with force to the left side of your screen. And I'm going to push up just a little on that tab, not enough to break it, but just enough to kind of get it to tip in. And then there's a top tab on the same shaft. I'm going to push down on it. Slides right out. Same with the other side. I'm pulling with force towards the right side of the screen. Push up on the bottom of that little tab. Remember not to break it. And then push on the top just a little. Comes right out. And there went that. Alright, let's go ahead and get the solenoid out of our way here. For the solenoid, there's a kind of a retaining tab right up here up top. There. At the top of the red solenoid, and I'm going to take my flathead screwdriver and I'm going to push down on it just enough to get it below the solenoid, and then I'm going to keep some downward pressure on the solenoid as I bring it straight down. Just a little bit of pressure. Now I'm still retaining pressure down on the solenoid as I slide it out. Go ahead and get your... Well, let me back up here. Sorry, got to back up in front. Got to remove the actual switch. That switch is still connected in there. There's a little clip tab goes on the bottom. Has a longer bottom, and there's a tooth down here. I'm going to use my flathead screwdriver. Go in just a little between it. Bring that tooth out. Slide the clip up and out. Give you some light. Right there is the tooth I was talking about that retains it. Set that to the side. And pull the switch out. Pull the yellow wire out of the retainer part. Alright, now back to where we were. I'm going to push down on that tab. Solenoid will come out just a little, keeping downward pressure. Watch your wires as they come out. Don't want to put shorts in them. There's your solenoids out. Okay, then you got your plunger. You got your O-ring. Looks like our O-ring's getting a little bit worn here too, so I'm going to go ahead and change that out as well today since I got the whole holder apart. Let's put it back together whole. Go ahead and take out your drive. Just slides up and out. And there's a little spring right in here. Time for the light again. You got a little spring right here. It's crisscross springs is how it works. It's one spring, but as they work together, they crisscross each other. So the pivot point, or the point that it gets a fulcrum on for its strength, goes in between each one of them. So I'm going to pull the upper one to the left of your screen and then lift up a little bit. Alright, and then push the right one, or push the bottom one to the right of the screen, and then just bring it on up. There it is. It's extracted. Okay, then we got to remove the actual switch, your GSX switch here. So we're going to flip it over. There's a clip coming in here from the bottom. It's only plastic. Make sure you don't break it when you're taking it off. We're not trying to make more work for us or purchase more parts. Watch me break this thing right on camera. Right what I told you not to do. Come on, baby. I'm going to use this gripper so I can keep things from rolling off the table. I'm going to use the gripper, flat part here, and I'm going to put it against that plastic and push down. It's wide. It's a lot wider than my screwdriver head. My screwdriver head was just picking at one side and the other of the clip, but this pushed on both sides. That's why I said you can use a lot of the whole the pin holder itself to help extract the other parts. Alright, now you've got your switch finger here. We're going to go ahead and take it out. It's hard to see it from the side. Okay, it's held in by a little clip up at the top. It's plastic molded to the top of this image, and it hinges at this direction. So I'm going to take my flathead screwdriver and I'm going to stick it right beside where that pin of your lever comes in there. And I want to rotate the head of my screwdriver this direction. That's how I want to open that gate. So I'm going to give it a turn like this. Not hard, but just enough to open it up. And then I'm going to take my thumb here and twist this thing to the side. Just a little to the side, it pops up and out. Bring it up and out of there completely. Got your spring on there. It's universal direction. It can go back and forth either way, so it doesn't matter which way you put it down. You don't have to remember that so much. Alright. Almost done. Now we need to, I'm going to go ahead and extract part number 11. So it's going to be, this is the switch button I'm going to take out next. You take your straight in spring, not the hook one, just your straight in one that was actually on the GSX switch. See, it's straight. And take that little pin, and you're going to push down on the button and stick the pin into the side. This might not be the best footage for this, but push it down. Now I'm sticking my pin in on the side, or that spring, so it's going against the side wall, and it's going to block the actual catch of this button that keeps it from coming out. Now I just pushed it to the side. It came right out. And then there's a spring in there as well. Alright, so I got the spring out. Now I'm going to show you why we took it apart in the first place. Good, I got the bad part here. Slide everything up out of the way. And I got a new one. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but I'm going to show it to you. On this GSX switch, there is this is the new one. There's a part right here in the plastic, and it's actually kind of rounded, cylindrical shaped, like a dome on the top right here. Okay, as this lever works with this and slides back and forth underneath of it, it's rubbing all the time, and as it rubs and rubs so much, it's going to create a flat spot. That flat spot right there is going to create friction on the switch, and whenever it tries to let it release it, it's just too much friction. It holds it, and thusly the holder thinks it's got a pin in it when it should have actually, when the switch should have rotated and told the holder, no, you need to drop one in it. So this is the part that's faulty. We're pulling off. It's ground off right there, and we're going to replace a new one in. Alright, so that was the extraction video. I'll go ahead and get you set up, and I'm going to get ready, and we're going to put this thing back together.